Coffee and Convo, y'all. Black Monday edition. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. I appreciate you guys as always. Welcome to the latest installment of the afternoon edition of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider Man. Salute to everybody here in the building. I was going to do the show early this morning, but I wanted to wait until a few, things popped up in the news. And guess what happened? Bombs left and right. We are going to be interviewing a slew of different candidates for the GM position. There's a lot to talk about, you guys. Salute, salute, salute. I see Top Beats in the building. Salute to the membership game. James Bowles, my dog, man. Barrio, Martin, all my people, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Salute to Mondo Reyes, RK Raider Way, all my people, man. I appreciate you guys as always. So like I said, man, a lot to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the game yesterday. We went out there and cooked the Denver Broncos last week of the season. We're going to talk about, how AP handled the presser, running off the field. We'll just get straight to it, man. Running off the field. I've never heard anyone like AP get a damn near a standing ovation, people screaming his name in the crowd. It was a beautiful sight to see out there at Allegiant Stadium with, AP walking off the field and hyping up the crowd, man. You love to see it, man. I love AP, man. And whether you guys believe it or not, we talk about Jim Harbaugh, we talk about AP. They are both great options for the head coaching position. But I'm going to be real with you, man. Just the energy around AP is totally different. The speech after the game, Charles Woodson and Marcus Allen just being mind blown by, the Raider, chant in the locker room and the players just locked in. You don't really see this too much. I'm saying? This really, it really only happens with, I believe the Raiders coaching staffs, right, of the past. We look at the John Maddens of the world and so on and so forth. It's an exciting time to be a Raider fan, you guys. I know our season is over, but the work is not done at all. There's a lot going on right now. Like I said, we're going to talk about 4 or 5 different candidates for the general manager position, including our guy, Champ Kelly. We're going to talk about all the latest rumors around Jim Harbaugh. We all know the national title game is tonight. They will be facing the Washington Huskies. I believe this is Jim Harbaugh's last game as a college coach. And we're hearing all the rumors and rumblings. My guy Jordan Schultz actually dropped some stuff today about our interest in Jim Harbaugh's interest in the Raiders, and also the Chargers open vacancy at the head coaching spot. So there's a lot going on right now. Black Monday, we see the Commanders, get rid of their head coach. The Falcons, they didn't even wait till today. They dropped their head coach yesterday, Arthur Smith. There's going to be a slew of more news dropping today, you guys. It's a lot going on. But we'll go over a few things here right now. We all know that, a lot of people in the nation want to keep Champ Kelly, remove the interim tag off of him. Same thing with AP. But apparently today, you guys, there is a lot going on. Salute to Adam Schefter. Earlier, he dropped the news that the Raiders requested permission to interview 49ers assistant GM Adam Peters for the general manager job. Per source, Raiders and Commanders both now have interest in Peters. And it was the news had broken earlier today, you guys, also that the Commanders did want to bring in Adam Peters for an interview for their open general manager spot. Also, the Raiders requested an interview with Colts assistant GM Ed Dodds for the GM job. Per source, For those who have no idea about Ed Dobbs, we did give him an interview in 2021. He's a former Raider from the early 2000s when Jim Harbaugh was there. They have a tight-knit relationship with their time in Oakland. Mark really loved Ed Dobbs during that interview process, but he really wanted Josh McDaniels. So he brought in Ziegler to appease Josh McDaniels. And, at this point, we can see it's clear, right? We made the wrong decision, but we're here now. And, this is an interesting one because all signs are that, if we do bring in Ed Dobbs, Jim Harbaugh is going to be the coach. I think that these are all great options, but I'm going to be real with you. I think that, outside of Mark being, pleasantly surprised by Dobbs' interview in 2021, I do see that, if Jim Harbaugh is a realistic option, which it looks as though he is, that Ed Dobbs is going to be the guy. Simple and plain. So for anyone in this chat, if you see, the assistant GM from the Colts, Ed Dobbs end up getting the job, just know it's probably Jim Harbaugh that is going to take over the head coaching position. I don't see in any world where we would make Ed Dobbs our general manager and keep AP on as our head coach. I just think that it's a 1-2 package, kind of like the Josh McDaniels Zeke thing. I think this is a 1-2 punch with Ed Dobbs and Jim Harbaugh. Also, our guys have also requested a few more interviews. It's nonstop right now, you guys. Mark Davis isn't playing. He's out there making shit happen immediately after the season is over. Shout out to Tom Pelissero. The Raiders have requested an interview with Bengals senior personnel executive Trey Brown. We've talked about this for a while, you guys. We knew that this was coming at some point for their GM job per source. Tom goes on to say that Brown is regarded around the league as a sharp, diverse, and well-rounded candidate, and he has been to Super Bowls with multiple teams. This is another guy that we are very familiar with. He came in for an interview in 2021 also for the open GM spot. So this is another guy returning for a second interview with Mark Davis. Also, according to Tom Pelissero as well, the Raiders requested an interview with Bills Director of Player Personnel Terrence Gray for their general manager job, also per source. So there you have it. We got a slew of different candidates for the general manager position, including our guy. You know what I'm saying? There's a really good chance still, you guys, that Champ Kelly can still take this job, because I know for sure if Champ doesn't get it, he's going to go somewhere else and he's going to get a job elsewhere. I know the Commanders have had interest in him. There's going to be other teams that are going to pop up out of nowhere and have interest in Champ Kelly also. But up to this point, the Bills Director of Player Personnel, Terrence Gray, Bengals Senior Personnel Executive, Trey Brown, also Colts Assistant GM, Ed Dobbs, and also we talked about GM Adam Peters is coming in also for an interview for that open spot. So, and that's an interesting candidate, because I don't know if you guys, are familiar with a lot of 49er fans. I'm from Northern California. So, you're either a Raider or a Niner. A lot of fans out there are actually saying that they hope, that at some point Adam Peters takes over. I thought that their GM is doing a masterful job out there in Santa Clara for them, drafting wise, trading. I just think that, John Lynch has been phenomenal for the Niners, but a lot of 49er fans are on Twitter, Instagram, really calling for Adam Peters to take the general manager spot. So that's interesting. I like John Lynch. I think he's proven, he's done a great job as a general manager. So it's interesting to see those guys, saying that they would like to have Adam as the general manager. So tonight is going to be an interesting game also, you guys. I was thinking about doing a watch party tonight. I was thinking about doing a watch party covering the Michigan-Washington game. We all know there's a lot of moving parts in terms of our Raiders. There's a lot of talk about Michael Penix Jr. potentially being our our quarterback of the future. A lot of people have Rome, their wide receiver out there in Washington, pinned to the Raiders, which I don't know in any world where we would take a wide receiver in the first round. But, a lot of people, including myself, like Blake Corum, their running back in Michigan, and then, Jim Harbaugh and the J.J. McCaffrey talk. McCarthy talk. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But I'm thinking about doing it. I may cover this game because there's a lot at stake for our franchise and our fan base with this national title today. You know what I mean? It's a really, really game that I got to keep a close eye on this game because there's a lot going on, man. Salute the 10 Commandments. AP gave several compliments to Aidan during his most recent press conference. Speaking of his ability as a starter, do you think he was making a full commitment to AOC? No, definitely not. I think that personally, if he was to do that, I think Mark wouldn't hire AP. Look, Aidan did an okay job. He did a good job for us down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I believe the last 5 games, and don't quote me on this, you guys, I think he was, 4-1. You know, I think I threw like 9 TDs to like 1 pick, right? He started getting a little better as the season wrapped up, limited those turnovers. Yeah, he was still making rookie mistakes at the quarterback position, which you expect from your rookie QB, especially a 4th-round guy that was just thrown to the wolves to be the starter. But no, there's no world are you expecting Aidan to go into next season as a starter, especially in this deep draft class and a few pretty good options in free agency. I just don't see it 10 Commandments at all. I think that he was just giving his young guys flowers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, rightfully so, man. Aidan has carried himself like a professional, whether it was through the media, on the field, off the field. I think that Aidan O'Connell is a very mature guy. And I think that, you know, that is a lot. Those are qualities that you want your starting quarterback to have. That's why I understand why some people have question marks about the Caleb Williams of the world and so on and so forth, right? Because Aidan carries himself in a very mature way. You would never know that he was just a kid and a rookie. You know what I'm saying? But no, there's in no world, no shape or form. I mean, 10 Commandments. He also said in his recent presser that, you know, Josh Jacobs is the heart and soul and the pulse of the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of scares me, you guys, because I'm going to be real with you. If AP sticks around, I have a feeling that he's going to go to Champ Kelly and say, pay Josh Jacobs whatever it takes to bring him back. Because I disagree. I love Josh Jacobs. I think that he's a great teammate, a great football player. But, you know, it's going to be too expensive. And he's playing, you know, in a very expendable role as a running back. You know, I think Max Crosby is clear-cut the heart and soul in the pulse of that locker room. I could be wrong. I'm not in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying from what I hear from, you know, certain players that I speak to and, you know, other guys, beat writers and so on and so forth, it's always Max Crosby this, Max Crosby that, Max Crosby this. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, once again, 10 Commandments, I'm kind of getting off. But, you know, I was just kind of talking about the presser as a whole. I just think that AP was giving all these guys their flowers on the way out. And I don't think it was very tough for Josh Jacobs to watch his team play these last, 3 or 4 games without him on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? I think that AP was just trying to give his flowers on the way out because, you know, that's a tough thing to do, especially when you love the game of football, you love your team, you love the city of Las Vegas. I've told you guys numerous times. He's told me this personally at the Pro Bowl that this is my city, this is my team. You know what I mean? And he carries himself like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that he was just giving him his flowers because it was very hard for him to sit on the sideline and watch his team, you know, in that stretch run at the end of the season, man. So, you know, salute to AP for giving his guys, you know, all the flowers in the world in his presser. It's a beautiful thing. That's what you want from your head coach, man. I gotta ask you guys this too. Did you guys see AP's presser where he tried to get a Raiders out of, you know, the beat writers and people there? It was hilarious. I don't know if you've seen this, but AP was like, you know, Raiders, can I get a Raiders? And the beat writers, I swear there was only one woman in there. I don't know who she is, but hire her, give her a pay raise, make her a major part of this team moving forward. She was the only one to scream it. You know, I wasn't expecting Hondo because he's such a, you know, a calm, collected type guy. But it was funny as hell to watch all these other people in there be quiet as shit. And this one woman just screamed Raiders. And AP on the way out said, he said, you know, basically, and don't quote me on this, but, you know, we'll work on that when I get the job full time. Think about that. That's pretty much what he said on the way out. We'll work on that once I get the job full time. You know what I mean? So that is that's an interesting thing right there. I don't know, you know, if AP was, you know, promised the job. I don't know. You know, I know that Mark is still going to do his due diligence, but at this point, you guys, the good thing is this: we already know it's one or two things. It's either Jim Harbaugh, you know, the home run pick up in the offseason, or it's AP, the heart and soul of that locker room right now. So either way, it's the Ben Johnsons of the world. I think he's going to end up being with the Commanders. I do. I think they're going to take a quarterback in the first 3 picks. They're going to bring in Ben Johnson. They already have a great a core of wide receivers there and a couple good running backs. I think that Ben Johnson ends up over there. I don't even think that he's a realistic option for us at this point. And anybody else, I think it's a 2-horse race in this. It's either our guy AP or it's Jim Harbaugh. He said, if I get the job, there you go. If I get the job. Well, I mean, the way he said it with a smile and kind of walked off, it was kind of like, to me, I kind of took that a little different. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, I know that AP, even if they promised him the job, he wouldn't make it seem like he was promised the job. You know what I'm saying? But I thought he said when. I didn't hear an if. I thought he said when I get the job. I could be, maybe some people are saying if. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Yeah, Graham, I think me and you were hearing the same thing, brother. He said when. Yeah, I didn't hear him say it if. When he walked off outside of the press, he said, and when I get the job full time, we'll work on that. That's what I heard. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Yeah, Ant says I heard when also. So there you have it, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. It is officially Black Monday. A lot going on right now. We have requested a lot of interviews. I think we have four at this point. For the GM position, a lot is going to start going on this week. I mean, the wheels are already turning at Henderson at the headquarters. There is a lot going on. Salute to LT. Said that lady is the MVP. This is facts. Facts plus tax. Salute to my guy, Max. I think Mark Davis is just checking boxes. His mind is already made up, probably waiting to see the national championship to maybe put input on the quarterback. We shall see. We shall see, Max. I know he's watching this game closely. But this is Mark Davis we're talking about, you guys. We're no longer in Oakland. We're in Las Vegas. I really, truly believe that he understands what is at stake here, that he may lose some of this fan base, and we'll all get over it at some point. We always do. We were pissed when we moved on from Amari Cooper. We were pissed when we let Khalil Mack go. I mean, this endless shit, right? At some point, we always get over all of it. As Raider fans, we're prisoners of the moment a lot. But I think Mark knows what's at stake. Seeing Charles Woodson, Marcus Allen, Otto, Flores, all those guys Plunkett in a locker room and just in awe by the way that, that Antonio Pierce is like the maestro in that locker room. A lot of guys are really sold on AP. And I think that all these guys are going to go to Mark and say, he's your guy. You know what I'm saying? But there's still an infatuation there. This is a big name guy that is won at every level. And I truly believe that Mark is going to do all his due diligence, all his homework on if Jim Harbaugh is really a possible option to be the head coach. And I'm sorry to all the AP lovers, including myself, but if Jim Harbaugh is a realistic option, he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. It's simple and plain. We love AP, but Jim Harbaugh, I think that Mark is going to say this is too tough to pass up on, and he's going to bring in Ed Dodds and bring in Jim Harbaugh. That's my personal opinion. But Champ and AP still have a very good chance. But I know right now, Raider Nation, the people in the building and at the headquarters are going to be watching this game very closely tonight to see what it is Jim Harbaugh is trying to do moving forward. But I think he's going to be in the NFL. I do. I think moving forward, it's us or the Chargers, and maybe some dark horse team, pops out the woodworks. I don't know, but keep a close eye on this game tonight because I know Mark is. Yeah, salute to Max, and salute to my family over here, man, on the $5 donation. Also, Spivey, I appreciate you, family, as always. You guys, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up if you are not subscribed to the channel yet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. And from what I'm hearing, also, you guys, is if Champ Kelly, gets a job elsewhere, if he decides to move on and gets a job elsewhere, from what I'm hearing is we get 2 picks. We get 2 comp picks, 2 third-round picks. So that's something to monitor moving forward, you guys. If we move on from Champ Kelly, he gets a position, a GM spot, which I think he will. I think we get 2 comp picks. We do get 2 comp picks, 2 third-round picks. So that is something to really monitor moving forward because those third-round picks, man, shit, you can get, there's been great NFL talent picked up in that third. If you get 2 of them to move on from them, that's major. That is major. So, keep an eye on that because, Champ Kelly, if he doesn't get a job, if he doesn't stick around with us and gets a job elsewhere, that is a major, major thing for us moving forward. Yeah, Raider Paulie, we definitely are looking into the Niners assistant GM. Facts. AP said, when I get the job, we're going to work on that together. Exactly, Paul. Salute to my guy, my brother, man. Chris, from what I heard, it was 2 3-round comp picks, 2/3, not a second. Yeah, top 2 third-round picks, which is huge. Facts. Yes, Tim. So I don't know if you guys seen it. I actually got a few calls out there at Allegiant and was told that he was there. I wasn't told that he was in a locker room, right? But I was told that Jayden Daniels was at the game. And then who was it? I think it was Vic Tafur that tweeted out yesterday. And I'll show you guys the tweet because I know a lot of people were questioning, like, wait, where the hell did you hear this at? Where is it? I'm going to show you guys right now. Right here. Here's the tweet. Heisman, he said, so many legends in the locker room enjoying the win. Otto Woodson, Allen Haynes, Plunkett, Seymour. Then he said Heisman Trophy winner Jayden Daniels was also in the house to support his guy, AP. So there you have it. Interesting that Jayden Daniels was in the locker room to celebrate that win with his former coach from Arizona State. So I'm telling y'all now, man, like I think AP already has his mind made up that, if he gets the head coaching position, I think he's going to do whatever it takes to bring his guy, Jayden Daniels, in because he knows what Jayden Daniels can do. And also Jayden is going to play hard for him. He's going to be the Jack Jones of the quarterback position because he knows what it takes, to play under him. And he also, respects, AP to a very, very high degree. So keep an eye on that. If AP is the guy, I do believe that he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that Jayden Daniels is the guy in Las Vegas. And we've seen all the Jayden Daniel talk already, him saying, I'd rather be in Vegas than Atlanta and all these other cities. I mean, there's been a lot, that's pointing towards Jayden Daniels want to be a Raider. So that's something to monitor also. But he was in the locker room yesterday enjoying that win with his former coach, AP. Salute to WI. Graphk. Jim wasn't always Jim. 49ers took a chance and it paid off for the 49ers. A hungry dog hunts best. AP is hungry. Jim is well fed. I don't agree with you on that. Salute to you, family. I don't think he's well fed. He'll never be well fed until he wins a championship at the NFL level. He lost one to his brother. I don't know if anybody's grew up with a brother. I didn't, but I've seen this sibling rivalry. I'm saying? I've seen it year in and year out. Growing up, watching some of my good friends' brothers go back and forth. You don't think right now that Jim Harbaugh wants to win a championship at the highest level? He may be a little, he may be well fed, but he ain't full. Let me say that, WI. He may be well fed, especially after winning the national championship tonight if he pulls it off. He may be well fed, but he ain't full, brother. He ain't full. He is not full. Salute to my dog, John Sweeney, a member for 19 months. If you guys want to become a member like my brother John, man, hit the link. It's pinned up top. One of the best ways to support the channel. Harbaugh, AP, I can live with either. Agreed, brother. Agreed. Let me see. No, Martin, he retweeted his locker room talk with Jayden Daniel also in the building. So, I mean, I don't think that makes any sense unless Vic Tafur was trying to, just create some traction on Twitter. I don't think that he was doing that. Yeah, for him to come in the locker room, it speaks volumes. Facts. And we're going to talk about that a lot moving forward. But to be real with you, that we kind of went over it yesterday at the end of the game, me, Andy, and Wasted. But there's a few teams that you can look at. The New York Giants. It's going to be interesting to watch them because maybe they still believe in Daniel Jones. I don't know. But that is an interesting trade partner in Tennessee. The Tennessee right there in the in the top 10, but in the middle. I think what is that? Where are they at? Like 6 and 7, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But that draft order changed so much. But keep an eye on the Titans. Keep an eye on the New York Giants. Salute to my brother Hammer, man. You don't have to do that, brother. Salute to my guy, man. I hope you had a ball out there, brother. Salute nation. Salute big bro. Great win. Even better closing the presser by AP this morning. That's my head coach. Raiders. Salute to my brother Hammer, man. Have a safe flight back home. I know you're going to be out there for like another day or so, but make sure you get home safe, brother. Hit me when you do. Salute to my brother, man. Yeah, Johnny. Jayden wants to be a Raider, and I think the AP wants him to be a Raider also. I seen a couple of tweets saying Clint Kubiak could be the OC if AP keeps the job. I'd be okay with that, but I'd be okay with either AP or JH. I'd be cool with either one of them as well. It's going to be interesting, Jose, and salute to my dog on a $10 donation. Always supporting us over here, OLV. But it's going to be interesting to see what names pop up in terms of AP staff compared to a potential Jim Harbaugh staff. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Wasted the other day, and if Graham finds a head coaching position elsewhere or just goes somewhere else, which I hope he does not, it's going to be interesting to see who the coordinators will be. And to be honest, I'm kind of afraid that he would probably bring in a Marvin Lewis as a defensive coordinator, which it was not that bad, or maybe even a Wink Martindale. He just left the Giants. I could see maybe that partnership there. But on the offensive side of the football, a name that a lot of people aren't talking about. I know I see a lot of Frank Reich. I did see the Kubiak talk, but a scary name could be a Hugh Jackson. I know people don't want to hear that, former Raiders head coach. But that is a name that you can definitely keep an eye on. I know AP has a relationship with him also. So it's very scary to think about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have anything. And I love Hugh Jackson. You know what I mean? But I don't want to have anything to do with him. In terms of this coaching staff moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And Big Bad, there you go. Wink was a Raider too. There you go. Salute to my dog, bro. You know what it is. That's a name to keep an eye on if Jim Harbaugh takes the job and decides on not bringing his guy, his defensive coordinator with him. Maybe the defensive coordinator ends up taking that job at Michigan, taking Jim Harbaugh's spot when he moves on. But that's a name to keep an eye on as a potential defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale. Definitely. Salute to my brother Qua, Clenched Fist Soldier, Ken Daniels, Pulley Eli, Elway. Hey, man. I'm only afraid of one team, Qua, in front of us that may take Jayden Daniels. There's two teams, actually, and you guys may not agree with me on the second team. Well, you know what? I'm lying. The second team is one pick after us, the New Orleans Saints. But and I know they got Carr. I know they got Hayner. And it looks like they're going to retain Dennis Allen, which is insane to me. But Atlanta scares the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Because if all these quarterbacks are off the board, if Caleb, Drake May, and Michael Penix Jr. is off the board at that point, and you're looking at the McCarthys, the Bo Nixes of the world, the Jayden Daniels, I'm very, very afraid of the Atlanta Falcons taking that dynamic quarterback out of LSU. And like I told you guys before, I'm afraid of just Jayden Daniels anyway. I think he's a very boomer bust type product. But if AP was the guy to draft him, I think that he would be the guy to get the best out of him, as a head coach. Now, we still have to bring in a serviceable offensive coordinator, to help mold his game. But if we got Jayden Daniels and AP was our guy, I would very much so be cool with that. You know what I mean? But at that point, though, I still would be watching the Aidan O'Connell and Jayden Daniels battle in camp because, like I said before, I really believe Jayden could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, or he could be a total bust. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Salute to my guy Quado, but I don't know, man. I don't know if he would pull that move. I don't know, potentially, but we would have to trade up in order to make it happen anyway. And at this point, we really, truly don't know what it's going to cost for us to do that. Salute to Rube, man, my God, man. Rube rest in the building. AP record, 5-4. 3-5, McDaniels. Points per game, 22.9 AP, 15.8 McDaniels. Points allowed a game, 16 AP, which is phenomenal. 23.4 McDaniels. Turnovers a game, 0.9 with AP. Phenomenal. 2.0 McDaniels. Takeaways a game, 1.6 AP. Look, we could go through this whole list. I'm just going to let everybody else read it. You, Rube, thank you for a haymaker, my brother. AP is definitely improved this team in every facet of the game once Josh McDaniels moved on. So this is why we all truly believe that AP deserves the job. We do. You know what I mean? Because of this. And I love what AP said today, too. I don't know if you guys seen it at the presser. He did say, I don't deserve the job. I feel like I earned the job. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. That talk, that shit is, that's everything to me. I don't feel like I deserve the job, but I feel like I earned the job. And Ruben is giving you all facts as to why AP should take over the job. You know what I mean? I'm good with AP taking the job as long as we keep Patrick Graham, or we bring in a great defensive coordinator and we bring in a great offensive mind because, At that point, you have the great head coach that knows how to lead men, and then you have that great offensive mind, that great defensive mind that can, do what they need to do on both sides of the ball. That's the reason why, I'm not against bringing in big name Jim Harbaugh because, I just feel like he's going to bring a staff with him. He's going to bring proven people that know how to coach. I just don't know what AP is going to bring in with them. And we'll see here very soon what that entails. Salute to my guy, Rube, on the $20 donation. Salute to my guy, Max, as well. Give me Frank Smith, OC from Miami, former Oakland tight end coach. Start growing that Mike McDaniel tree. And this is the thing, Max. I was just talking to Wasted about this as well on the phone. I'm afraid of Frank Smith. You know what I'm saying? I know, like you said, former tight end, tight end coach and so on and so forth, another former Raider, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like he's a product of Mike McDaniel, and I don't know how much Frank Smith has to do with that offense. We talked about that being Shanahan's offense, right? And then Mike McDaniel took that, went to Miami, implemented that, threw a couple changes in there and kind of did his own thing. I don't know how much of that offense Frank Smith calls. I don't. And do you mean as an OC or a head coach? Because there's going to be some people looking at Frank Smith probably as a head coach, a possible head coach. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how much of that offense, and that scares me. Frank Smith has his hands in. It's kind of like a Eric Bieniemy situation in Kansas City. It's like never got a head coaching position and took the OC spot over at the Commanders. And a lot of people were saying this is Andy Reid's offense. He's a clipboard holder. I mean, I don't know how much Frank Smith is involved in that offense, but you never know. He may be the next guy. I like what you said. Start growing that Mike McDaniel coaching tree. I like that. Let me see. Salute to Richard, man. I appreciate you, brother. Graphk, thanks for all you and Shieldmore do for the nation. I'm good with either coach. Raiders, salute to my dog, man. Appreciate you, brother. As always. Salute to my guy Twitchell, man, on the 99 cents. I appreciate you, my brother. Salute. Raider Jimmy, I did not, brother, but let me go look for it, man. I apologize. I did not mean to pass up on anybody's comments. There it goes. We know AP wants McDaniels. Who would Jim want as a head coach? And that is still a major question mark, right? We don't know. I know a lot of people assume it's JJ McCarthy, because of, the Michigan connection. I don't agree with that. I think that Jim Harbaugh is a very good talent evaluator. And if there's another guy that he feels, is better than JJ, he's going to go get him. So I don't know. I think that AP would love Jayden Daniels. That's a clear cut, set in stone. But with Harbaugh, I don't know. I truly don't know, because what does he want? Does he want a JJ McCarthy? Does he want a guy that, at the last time, he was in the NFL, does he want a guy like Colin Kaepernick that can use his legs and has a massive arm? You know what I mean? Like, does he want Michael Penix? Does he want a Jayden Daniels? I don't know. I know that previously those 3 NFC championships in that Super Bowl, he had a guy like Colin Kaepernick that can use his arm. Had a major arm and can use his legs. So I don't know. I don't know what he wants. Does he want that pocket guy? Does he want, a dual threat? Me personally, I have no idea what Jim Harbaugh would want. Let me see. I disagree with that, Docs. I just think because he's coaching JJ that he'll want him at the pro level. I don't know. Let me ask you this, Top. If Caleb Williams said he wanted to go to Michigan, do you think that Jim Harbaugh would have took him over JJ? If Jayden Daniels, decided on, let's just say he stuck around for another year, so on and so forth, and he said, I want to go to Michigan. Do you think that he would take him over JJ if he was still there? Like we don't know this. We don't know what he wants. We don't know. But you can disagree because you may be right, Top. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't know. But I'm going to say this. I think if he had the option of having JJ or one of those top guys, he's going to go elsewhere. Me personally. That's what I think. Salute to the almost 900 people in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, Frank, and we talked about that. Richard Seymour was in the locker room. He had his arm around Matthew Butler. They took some pictures like that. That is a young guy that we're still hoping at some point we can get something out of. You know what I mean? Like the young, what was it, fifth rounder, sixth rounder out of Tennessee. to see Richard Seymour taking pictures with him and talking to him, it's a beautiful thing because we already know, Hall of Famer Richard Seymour. He's getting more involved in the Raider alumni. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Once a Raider, always a Raider. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me see. Salute to my guy S. Dot on a $10 donation. I appreciate you, brother, as always. So the Panthers, Chargers, Commanders, and Falcons, possible Cowboys and Patriots head coach jobs are open. Well, let me say this, S. Dot. If the Cowboys are potentially open, I think they keep it in-house. I think if they lose, let's just say they get kicked out in round one, or if maybe they don't win the Super Bowl. I've already said I think that Dallas is going to move on from Mike McCarthy. I think Dan Quinn is the guy to get the job. I think they're going to keep their defensive coordinator. He is a guy that helped lead the Falcons to a Super Bowl in the past. They definitely gave up a insane big lead to end up losing that Super Bowl. But I think that it's Dan Quinn's job if they move on from Mike McCarthy. I think they keep it in-house over there. The Patriots, I think they keep it in-house too. I know a lot of people are saying, this and that, and Mike Vrabel. If Vrabel moves on from the Titans, I can definitely see him going up there, but I think it's Mayo's job. I think it's Gerard Mayo. I think they keep it in-house as well, and they give him the job. Who else? The Falcons, possibly. Yeah, that is a question mark that I don't know what the Falcons want to do. I don't. They're not going to keep it in-house. I don't know who they're going to bring in, but I'll tell you this: whoever they do, maybe it is. If the Commanders don't get Ben Johnson, maybe the Falcons do, because they have a high draft pick. They can go. They need a quarterback. Ritter's not the guy. They're going to go get one. And maybe Ben Johnson can groom that guy there. I don't know, but definitely the Falcons. Chargers, we already know the Harbaugh connection. Even people are trying to throw Bill Belichick over there, right? And then the Commanders, I already talked about the Ben Johnson thing. The Panthers, I don't know who the hell would want to go over there and take that job. Do you really think Harbaugh is coming to the Raiders after the huge impression AB put in that building? If Mark Davis wants to make that happen, it's going to happen. Because once again, S. Dot, it's not Mark Davis's job to think with his heart. It's his job to think with his brain. He's seen what happened in Allegiant Stadium yesterday. It was insane, and he knows that he's going to take a knock on his reputation with our fan base if he moves on from AP. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he cares. I think that he understands that we're going to get over it at some point. If Mark wants to give him the job, I think that's Jim's job, and I think that Jim wants that job. So it's definitely a good chance. Look, man, I'm sorry, y'all. If I got to take a so-called hit to my reputation to move on from an AP to bring in a guy that's won as much as Jim Harbaugh has, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Winning cures everything. We've all said this. Winning cures everything. And if he brings in Jim Harbaugh, he is assuming that Harbaugh is going to come in here, turn this thing around, and get this thing going in the right direction. So, but any of those jobs, I don't see Harbaugh interested in all. I've never heard a connection to him with the Cowboys, which they have a great level of talent there. I mean, on both sides of the football. The Commanders definitely not. The Chargers potentially. Panthers no. Falcons no. Yeah, but I don't know. We shall see. That's one thing we have to understand as a fan base, you guys. We got to get back to that. Winning cures everything. Winning cures everything. You know what I mean? And as long as we win moving forward, I don't think we really care who the coach is. You know what I'm saying? I don't like real shit. The woman that was screaming Raiders in the damn presser today, I don't give a shit if she's the head coach. If we're winning, she's the one for the job. Winning cures everything. Salute to Rich. I say bring Kaepernick as a backup QB and trash Hoyer. Cap is done, Rich. He's done. He'll never be in the NFL again. He's been out of the NFL for a long time, damn near a decade. At this point, we got, the Kaepernick talk is over with. You know what I'm saying? Even with Harbaugh coming back, it wouldn't happen. And Hoyer has one more year left on his deal. I think we're going to can him too. I think him and Jimmy will be gone very, very soon. Jimmy will be gone post June 1st. But Hoyer, I know there's not a lot of money on the books for him. I think he's out of here very, very soon. Salute to my guy, Rich. Salute to my brother, Old School, on a $5 donation. Also, appreciate you, brother. As always. Don't have very many football seasons left in my life before I'm sitting in a wheelchair chair drooling on myself. Come on, Mark. Get this higher right. Old School, let me ask you, and put it in the comment section. When you say, come on, Mark, get it right, who is your right? Who is the right one for you? Old School, who do you think is the right fit? Is it AP or is it Harbaugh or is it the field? Let me know who you think is right for the job. Salute to Old School and salute to LT. I don't care who we bring in as long as we win some fucking games. Factory outlet, my brother. Factory outlet. Real talk. Real talk. For those who are just coming in to the chat right now, we are talking about what is going on in terms of the GM spot. Let me bring up a few more names real quick. Once again, I've already went over this, but I'll go over it once again. Adam Schefter put it out there today that the Raiders requested permission to interview 49ers assistant GM Adam Peters. He is going to be a very popular name going around this cycle this time, you guys. So keep an eye on Adam Peters. I think he's on the outside looking in, but there's going to be a lot of teams looking and being interested in his services for the general manager spot. So we have requested permission for him. We also requested an interview with Colts assistant GM Ed Dodds for the GM job. I think that is us doing our due diligence like we did in 2021. You know, my dream scenario was to bring in Jim Harbaugh and Ed Dodds in 2021. And then Mark, wanted the Patriot way. It didn't work out, but he brought in, Josh and Zeke. But, I think Ed Dodds coming in, and they were very, very impressed by his interview the last time around. So they're bringing him back in to do their due diligence. If we hire Ed Dodds, you guys, I'm telling you now, Jim Harbaugh is the guy. I don't see in any world how Ed Dodds is the guy and then AP sticks around. Me personally, I don't. Also, a few more names to keep an eye on moving forward. And we talked about this not too long ago. Salute to Tom Pelissero. The Raiders have requested an interview with Bengals senior personnel executive Trey Brown for their GM job per source. So there's another one. And then we also, according to Tom Pelissero, once again, the Raiders requested an interview with Bills director of player personnel, Terrence Gray, for the GM job also. So, and there's going to be more names popping up here soon. Do not be shocked when you start hearing Champ Kelly's name a lot more here in the in the next few days, because there's going to be a lot of other teams coming out saying that they would love to bring him in for an interview. So keep an eye on that. Let me see, man. Salute to all my people in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. 900 people here. Salute to Sweet Jazz. Graphk, stand on your beliefs. We can agree to disagree. In the end, we are all Raiders. Salute, Sweet Jazz. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I always stand on my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a human being. I'm going to say this. One day I may want this. One day I want a hamburger. The next day I want Chinese food. The next day after that I want some Mexican food. I mean, even with football, you guys, it's okay for you guys to change your minds. One day I want AP to be the head coach. The next day I want Jim Harbaugh. It's okay to be up and down. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like you have to just stand on one thing and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Look, tomorrow it may be AP for me. The next day may be Jim Harbaugh for me. I may watch this national championship game and watch Michigan do their thing and be like, I want Jim Harbaugh. Either way, look, we're human beings. Things change. Salute to you though, Sweet Jazz. I appreciate you as always. And you're right. We can definitely agree to disagree. Always. Salute to my dog, Big Lil Bosco. I appreciate you on a $20 donation. What's the deal with Byron Young? Was he hurt? I had high expectations coming out of the SEC. No, he wasn't hurt. He was just a healthy scratch and inactive, week to week to week to week. And when he was out there, Bosco, he just didn't look like he was ready for the game in the run game. As a pass rusher, he just did not look like he knew what he was doing. Like most rookies don't, right? But it's going to be interesting to see how we develop him moving forward, man. Because a lot of us had high hopes, with that third round pick with him, but at this point, it hasn't worked out yet. We still have him to groom. We have Jay Nesta, which we brought back, you guys. We signed him to a future contract. I'm going to go over the list of guys that we re-signed today also. Nesta Jade, Matthew Butler. There's still a few other guys that we want to see if we can develop moving forward at that DT spot. Now with Tyree Wilson also moving into the interior of that defensive line, him as well. But he was not hurt. Byron Young was just inactive and just wasn't showing enough in practice and with the few reps that he got. Salute to my guy Bosco on a $20 donation, my dog, man. And salute to my brother Chris. As always, how is that more alumni were in Vegas now than before AP? Mark needs to take notice. I disagree with you, Chris. I've been to a lot of games. I've been, in the Champions Club, rocking, been to the alumni parties. I have to disagree with you, fam. The alumni are always out there. It's more visible now, you know what I'm saying, because of the energy around the team. Wood is always out there. He's down there out there every home game. And I see Flores out there a lot. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of these guys, Plunkett a lot. So I have to disagree with you, brother. I see those guys out there a lot in Las Vegas. Salute to my guy, Chris. And salute to Charlie Woods on a $2 donation, my dog. What's the most you'll give up for the first pick? It depends. I mean, we're talking about potentially going out and getting Caleb Williams. If you guys get an opportunity to do so, please go to Twitter and go to the USC Trojans page and watch the highlight reel that they put up with Caleb Williams. That's all I'm gonna say. And at that point, I don't care. I will mortgage the farm to go get the talents of a Caleb Williams. This can potentially be a Patrick Mahomes type situation. So me personally, I give up whatever it takes. If it's 3 firsts and 3 seconds in a player, I really don't give a shit. But it doesn't really matter what I would give up, Charlie. I don't know what these guys, what the next guy, we don't even know who the next guy is. We don't know who's going to be in charge or who's going to be making the calls. But me personally, I'm giving up the farm to go get the likes of a Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? This dude is different, man. He's different. He could be a potential superstar from day one. And if you put a nice O-line around him, get a nice run game around him, I'm excited to see what he can do moving forward. Salute to Kenny Mack. Waste is going live. Double whammy. He's definitely going live after this, you guys. Make sure to stay tuned. My brother will be live right after me. I was going to slingshot everybody over to his channel afterwards. If you guys get a chance to go over to Raider Nation Unlimited, he'll be live right after this. Alex says, Graphk, would you bring back Hooper next year for that veteran role? Me personally, no. I like Hooper's cool, and he actually showed out yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But no, I want to go young. I want to go young at the tight end position, man. Why not? We got Michael Mayer, which is going to be our number one guy, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. Go get another guy in the draft or go get a UDFA or even just bring Cole Fotheringham back. I think we signed Zach Gentry, right, to a year deal. Was it a year deal or 2-year deal? So I think we have Gentry under contract, which I got to look that up. But we have him coming back. So at the end of the day, I'm not really too much worried about bringing in a veteran like Hooper again. Let him go, let him walk. And we already have a few tight ends under contract. Jesper Horst is a free agent. We have Cole Fotheringham on the practice squad. We can bring him up if need be. But we have Zach Gentry, the long tight end who looked like a mammoth of a man in that game yesterday. He's under contract, and we still have Michael Mayer, man, who's going to be a superstar in my eyes. Salute to my guy Marvin, man. If we get JH, where do you see AP going? I'm gonna be real, bro. I don't know. I truly do not know. I seen that somebody was creating the narrative that he may go to the Commanders and be the head coach. I don't see that. I think I would hope that he can stick with the Raiders at some capacity. I don't know if he'd be, I'm assuming he would be okay with that if he can't find a job elsewhere. I just personally think, Marvin, it's the Raiders' job or bust for him. Or he takes, linebackers coach position back, or maybe finds a job as a defensive coordinator, or maybe even goes back to the collegiate level and gets a job as a head coach somewhere. I don't know. But me personally, I think it's Raiders or bust for AP at this point. There's not really been too many teams tied to him at this point. Maybe Jonathan, maybe AP goes back home to the New York Giants and takes that DC position. I don't know. That's an interesting name, Jonathan. That's an interesting position for him. Could be. Oh, and salute to everybody, man. I will be back in the next few weeks on the New York Post. So we will be doing the television thing again. You guys stay tuned. We're going to be doing a special with my people over there at New York Post Sports, talking about the AP situation. So stay tuned for that. I'll make sure to upload a bunch of stuff and some shorts and all that good stuff. We will be back on New York Post. They just contacted me this morning, and we will be back live doing our thing. So stay tuned for that. Big Mo, my guy. This is the emotional roller coaster season. When is it not, Big Mo? When is it not? 2021, Henry Ruggs goes out there and rest in peace to Tina. Kill somebody. It's the Damon Arnett situation, John Gruden situation. When is it not an emotional roller coaster? Last year, big leads, losing games. I feel like every year is a roller coaster. It's an emotional roller coaster for Raider fans. Every year. I don't think that this doesn't, me personally, this is just another year for the Raiders. This is regular shit for us. You know what I mean? Salute to my brother Big Mo, man. You guys want to do a watch party tonight, man? I was thinking about doing one, man. I already made a thumbnail and everything. Waste is not going to be available, but look, y'all know me, man. Look, I put the thumb together already. So I was thinking about doing it. Man. We'll see. Salute to everybody, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up if you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, OakLosVegas.com. The website will be down this week, you guys. So if you want to go get some last minute things, go to OakLosVegas.com for the merch, the coffee mugs and all that stuff. It will be down. I'm going to take it down for a few months and put some new stuff up. And also go to Any Given Sunday sauces for the hot sauce. Our OLV hot sauce is now available. And once again, woodsandwhiskey.com. Go over there and grab a goat bottle of that whiskey and tell them I sent you, man. We're not done, y'all. Let's talk a little Raider football. Salute to my guy, Johnny, man. Appreciate you for becoming a member of the channel, dog. Appreciate you, family. If you guys want to become a member like my guy, hit the link. It's pinned up top. He said Mitch and Chugs are doing the watch party. That's dope. They always do watch parties for everything. Salute to my guys over there. There's enough room for everybody to do one. Let me see. Yeah. Cardo, that's why I wanted to actually do the watch party tonight, to really watch Michael Penix Jr. very closely, watch Jim Harbaugh, and a running back that I'm like falling head over heels for football-wise, you guys. Pause if necessary. Blake Corum out there in Michigan. You know what I mean? I want to watch Rome, too, the wide receiver for Washington. I want to watch him closely, man, because he's a dynamic wide receiver, man. He really is. This is going to be a great game tonight. That Washington offense against that Michigan defense is going to be fun. Salute to my guy, Rick, man. Appreciate you, brother. Wayne Kerr. Pause. With the potential of Harbaugh, could be a teardown with GM. Champ Kelly. Of course, we need an OC. What are your thoughts? It could change the culture. With the potential of Harbaugh, it could be a teardown with the GM, Champ Kelly. Regardless, Rick, if you bring in a new head coach, they're bringing in a bunch of new people with him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I don't think it may change the culture. But this is something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. This is not, and stick with me, you guys, and this may be a hot take, okay? This may be a hot take. But I think that even if we move on from AP, I think he did his job. What I mean by that is he restored the Raider way. He helped change the culture back to what it is. He gave us back our identity, right? That was tough because we didn't have that with Josh McDaniels and Ziegler, right? I think he did his job. Regardless if we move on from AP or not, I think he did his job. And going forward, a lot of these players are still going to be here, and that culture is going to live on. I think a lot of people think you bring in a new head coach, you're just killing the culture again. You're not. You're not killing the culture. We have a lot of these returning players that still have that in them. They're gonna lead with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Jim Harbaugh would be crazy enough to come into that locker room and say, we're changing everything. We're changing everything. No. He's going to say, look, we're going to build on what you guys did last year. We're going to keep that culture. We're going to have fun. We're going to continue to have this locker room. You know, the leaders be the leaders. I don't think that Jim Harbaugh coming in affects the culture at all. I personally don't think that. I think he sees that AP unlocked a lot out of these guys, and he's going to build on that, not break it down. Now, Josh McDaniels would. He would. But a guy like Jim Harbaugh, if you guys watched the locker room celebration the other day, he was dancing, having fun with his people. Jim Harbaugh, I don't think a lot of you guys look at him as like a dictator. He's not. He allows his guys to have fun. Me personally, I don't think the culture dies if AP moves on. I think it lives on because we have our leaders in that locker room, and I think that Jim Harbaugh knows that. Somebody clip that for me, man. I'm going to upload that. And that has to go viral because I can't stand when people say, oh, we built this culture and so on and so forth. Even if we moved on from AP did his job. He helped bring this shit back. So at the end of the day, man, moving on, I don't think that affects anything. Let me see. Harbaugh as a QB coach will do wonders for year 2 with AOC and whoever else is there. Factory. Cap, I've never heard anything about him loving Herbert. I've never heard any of that. Please send me a link to an article or a video. I've never heard anything about him loving Justin Herbert. And I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying I've never seen it. And you know, Justin Herbert is a great talent. But at this point, he's an excellent loser. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't won shit. Andres, you can't think like that, bro. You can't. Literally 0 point and moving on. He did everything you want to see from a coach. What I want to see from my coach is lead me to the playoffs. What I want from my coach is, you know, take me to elevate me to a whole nother level. I'm not saying that AP didn't do a good job this year. He definitely did. But, bro, he did everything you want to see from a coach. So losing to Minnesota means nothing. Losing to the Colts means nothing. Now, if he won every damn game and led us to the playoffs, then maybe we could have a discussion here, Andres. But I have to disagree with you, brother. He didn't do everything you want to see from a coach. He did a lot. Change the culture, you know, help revitalize. I mean, help restore the fan base, get us all excited about this team again. You're right in that aspect. But to do everything from a coach, look, bro, I love the locker room celebrations. I love the Raider chants. To me, I love that. I love that. But I'm going to be real with you. It's going to take a harder sell than cigars, Raider chants, and 5-4. I repeat, it's going to take more than cigars, Raider chants, and those are two of my favorite things in this world. And 5-4. Now, can he be better and improve next year? Definitely. Shit, he could be the next big thing in the NFL. I don't know yet, but you can't say that's everything you want to see from a coach. You know what I mean? And I know that he had a lot, you know, of moving parts. He put Aidan O'Connell in, a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? The offense couldn't get moving. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But every coach is going to have deficiencies, you got. Every coach, not just AP, every coach. Shit, look at the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, they lost their guy. You know what I mean? They threw Browning in, and he was balling. They damn near got into the playoffs. Shit, look at the Colts. They were fighting with Minshew. Every team has their deficiencies, and you have to work with what you got. You have to work with what you got. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, look, some of these, look at Pittsburgh. They got a third string quarterback in right now. They snuck into the playoffs. Everybody has their problems. You know what I'm saying? It's how you deal with it, and you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. And that's no knock to AP at all. Love AP. I'm just saying you have to look at that. You have to look at shit from the broad spectrum and say, okay, you know, everybody deals with shit. I watched the Philadelphia Eagles lose their starting quarterback, and then Nick Foles comes in and they win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Great teams find ways to, or great coaches and shit like that, they find ways to move around their deficiencies and still go out there and put out a winning product. You know, that's why it upset me so much that every year everybody found an excuse for Derek Carr. It's not just Derek Carr for me. I'm not giving anybody any excuses. Like there should be no reason to give anyone excuses. You work with what you got. Salute to Rich, my God. Champ Kelly making moves already, Graphk. And let me show you this real quick. For those who have no idea what Rich is talking about, you know, he brought back the GOAT today, you guys. I don't know if you've seen it, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely brought back the GOAT. If you guys know me and if you're familiar with my game, I think you know what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to go over a few signings, reserve / future contracts. Champ Kelly went out there, made some moves immediately. Signed Sam Webb, cornerback, safety Jayden Grant, UDFA rookie, edge David Agoa, I believe, our international portal transfer, DT Nesta Jade Silvera, Natane Moody, guard, and brought back the GOAT, Sincere McCormick. GOAT talk. GOAT talk. Brought back the GOAT. Let me see. Salute the rule. Let me see. I'm trying to see something. He said Jim is Hitler. God damn. I'm happy with whoever this next coach is. Jim is a player coach too. 14-year career. We're in a great situation as Raider fans. No need for division on this. We all just want to win. Salute to Ruben with the best comment I've seen all day. Factory. We all just want to win. And I think either way, we have a great option. Salute to my dog, Rube, man. Salute to Casey also. How much do you think Graham deserves praise for the defense? A lot of it. A lot of it. Because once those handcuffs were taken off of him, when Josh McDaniels was out of the building, that defense completely changed. You got to give him most of the praise on the defensive side of the football. I mean, you get the players as well, but Patrick Graham helped turn things around with this organization. And he's a very, very pivotal. He's not getting as much flowers as AP, and I understand why, because AP is the head coach, but Graham deserves way more praise, KC, that he's getting right now. Salute to Cane Town, my guy, my brother. Are you worried about if AP leaves, then PG most likely leaves, or do you feel like the D will be fine without PG? I think that if you bring in Jim Harbaugh, because he'd be the only other option if we move on from AP, I think that he brings in an equivalent a type of talent that's calling a defense, or an even better fit for us. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's Wink Martindale, whether he brings his DC from Michigan on, I think either way, we're in a good situation. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. I think we're in a good situation. A lot of that, came from those players, man. The Marcus Sepps of the world coming in and help change the safety position. The Robert Spillane coming out there and giving our linebacking core identity. You know what I'm saying? Like Jack Jones changing the cornerback room immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to give some of the personnel, the players, some praise as well. But I think the defense would be fine without PG. Would I love to keep PG? Definitely. The players love him. He's like that silent assassin. He's like that calm, cool, collected type guy. I would love to keep him, but I'm going to be real with you. If we bring in Harbaugh, I think we'll be okay with whoever he brings in as well, because, Harbaugh knows the defensive side of the football also, and whoever he brings in, I think they'll be a phenomenal evaluator of defense. Yep. Salute to Marcus. They said Graphk can finally collect his money from Sincere's contract. Talk that shit, man. Talk. Johnny, I believe it's $50 million at this point. You can free up some more money. I think like 8 million, 8.1, 8.2, getting rid of Hunter Renfrow. You can restructure a few contracts and free up even more money. But we'll be north of $50 million. I know we got to pay, Jimmy G a few dollars, getting rid of him. I know Chandler Jones' contract is still on the books, but I think we have roughly $50 million, and we can get north of 50 by restructuring and working out some other deals. Thank you, Mr. Rogers. I appreciate you, brother, so much, man. Thank you on the $20 special. Thanks for doing what you do, brother. Thank you for supporting me, man. Without you guys, I can't do this. I can't do it. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, Mr. Rogers. I appreciate you, King. It's my guy right there, man. And salute to Mark. Harbaugh wouldn't clean house. He made a few tweaks with the Niners, just kept the core team, and it was his coaching. He turned them around quickly. There you go. There you go. One name to keep an eye on, though, you guys, if Jim Harbaugh does take the job, would be probably a Greg Roman, a guy that he's very familiar with. So keep an eye on that if he ends up being the guy. But, look, if Jim Harbaugh comes in, I'm not really too much worried about the coaching staff. I'm not. What's funny is even with AP, if he comes in, I'm not too much worried about the coaching staff, only the offensive coordinator position. That's what I'm worried about, is offensive coordinator. If you keep Graham, we can keep building on what we have. We have to identify that brilliant mind on the offensive side of the football that can unlock all this talent that we have over there. Wes, we actually re-signed him. So Janarius Robinson is under contract. Salute to Champ Kelly. He made a smart move. I don't know if you guys seen this, but after we got that sack, and Janarius Robinson actually played well for us, even though I think he's had 3 to 5 penalties. So he has to clean that up. But that's what happens when you have a player that hasn't played much. But we signed him to another year deal. I think he had like $800,000, $900,000. We re-signed him to another year. So he's under contract, Wes. We have him for another year, which was a great move by Champ Kelly to add another rotational piece to our edge rusher room. I love it. AP, that won't happen, brother, because he's under contract in Miami. He is the defensive coordinator there. Unless, Miami fires him, then maybe Harbaugh brings him in. But I remember a few years ago, too. Well, not a few years ago, but a while ago, Vic Fangio had an issue with John Harbaugh. So I don't know if that kind of rubbed off on, his relationship with Jim. But we know Jim's relationship with Fangio dating back to I believe Stanford, right? But if Miami decides to move on from him, that can definitely be an option. But I think he's under contract for like 2 or 3 years. Let me see. Yeah. Saw a broadcast that mentioned Frank Gore, who spoke highly on JH and his style. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. Salute to everybody here in the building. We talked about the players that we brought in back, you guys. For those who have not seen, we signed following players to reserve/future contracts. Running back Sincere McCormick, guard Natane Moody, defensive tackle Nesta J. Silvera, edge rusher David Agoa. So we're going to continue to to groom him, our young international portal player. Safety Jayden Grant, I believe he came over as a UDFA at Oregon State, I believe. And we brought back our guy corner Sam Webb. We talked about the general manager, interviews. Now you guys, let's just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I got a few more minutes before I got to go pick up the kids and before Wasted goes live here. So let's just get some of you guys' questions in, man. AP has earned the job. Give it to him. I've been a Raider fan since 1978. Took the good with the bad. 10-year, year 3 of 4-12, but I still love my Raiders, but AP should be the head coach. Salute to my guy, Jeffrey Robinson, in the building. Eddie, we have to go through the process, the Rooney rule. Look, at the end of the day, man, there's no real rush. I think because of the 2 candidates that we have, we're in an interesting situation, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Because we already have an in-house guy that will take the job like that if it's offered to him, which is AP. And then we have a guy, Harbaugh, that probably only has 2 options at this point. It's us or the Chargers. So it's interesting, man. Like, I don't think there's really any rush. I think Mark is going to sit back and see what Jim wants to do and what it's going to take to bring in Jim Harbaugh. Then he's going to lean on some of his alumni and some of the guys in the building to say, what do you think I should do? But I don't think it's really any rush. I think the general manager position will be pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? I think that may take a week or 2 for them to say, okay, is it Champ Kelly or is it outside? You know what I mean? But the head coaching position may take a little time. There's no need to rush anything. There's no reason, because every option that we have, we already know. So there's no real reason to go, oh my God, the options are slim. Everybody's out there picking up everybody. That's not what this is this year with us. That's the great thing about this problem that we have, is we don't have to rush out and do anything. Scott, I'm definitely going to watch the game tonight, brother. I'm thinking about actually potentially doing a watch party tonight. I don't know yet. We'll see, though. We as fans just want common sense moves this offseason. We have a fan base. So we have a base, so we can't let it go to waste. Facts, Nomad. If this is a great problem, the in-house free agents, there's not a lot of talent there. We can let them guys move on. We don't have to bring a lot of them back outside of maybe Josh Jacobs, Palamau, and Amik Robertson. I'm not looking at anybody else. We have a slew of talent on the defensive side of the football, a shit ton of talent on the offensive side of the football. You know what I mean? We're a few pieces away on the offensive line, the quarterback position, which we can identify this offseason. You're right, Nomad. Salute to my guy, brother. Real talk. Let me see. I really would love to have Dobbs as the GM with Jim. I honestly think Jim would want a boom at the quarterback position and trade up for a Drake May or Caleb. Wouldn't that be crazy, you guys? Wouldn't that be crazy if Jim Harbaugh came in and the first thing he did was just package up a shit ton of picks and sent them to Chicago for that number 1 pick? Because it came out today that it looks like Chicago may be shipping that spot, and they may be looking at keeping Justin Fields. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You know what I mean? So, but that would be crazy. That'd be interesting to see Jim Harbaugh come in and say, hey, I'm going to get the guy. I'm going to get my guy. I'm moving up and going to get the guy. My thoughts: 1, cannot deny the energy that AP closed the season out with. The fans, the team, everyone can feel it. But as time goes on, I think Harbaugh will be the pickup. Will pick up steam. Logic trumps emotion. Boom. Couldn't have said any better than my brother Top Beast. Salute to my brother, man. Let me see. Are we too low to trade? You're never too low, MDM. It just depends on what you're trying to give up. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to give up 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and maybe a piece that's already on your roster? You know what I'm saying? Or are you willing to give up all that to go up to number 1? I know right now Chicago, they're trying to build this thing the right way. A bunch of rookies, bunch of draft picks, bunch of cheap options. They're trying to build it the right way. I see what they're doing here. But also they have that 9th pick also. Chicago is building that thing the right way. They're building that thing the right way. But if we had to give, it's never too high. From 13-1, it's going to cost a lot, but it's definitely, it can definitely happen. It can definitely happen. Let me see. 75-28. It's an offensive league. AP's too conservative. And let's be honest. Will AP be able to coach up a rookie quarterback next year? But this is the thing, 75, that's not his job. That's not his job. You know what I'm saying? As a head coach, you can coach him up, but it's not his job to actually, he is the guy that's going to be the guy to get the best out of everybody, but it's the offensive coordinator. You have to be able to lean on your offensive coordinator. You have to be able to lean on your QB coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at AP to help groom the next quarterback. That's not his strong suit. This guy was a former linebacker. Like, really, like, realistically, what does he know about the QB position outside of going to go get that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Outside of going to tackle that motherfucker. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I think that he would allow his offensive coordinator and his QB coach to do what they need to do. Outside of Jayden Daniels, which I think that he knows, he knows him very well. You know what I'm saying? He knows his strong suits and he's very familiar with him. That'd be the one guy that I think he'd be like, look, unleash him. But that's not really his job, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, his job is to coach the team, allow his offensive coordinator to call the O and allow his defensive coordinator to call the D. Simple and plain. Let me see. Salute to my dog has died. Talk that shit, Graphk. Yeah, man. But yeah, salute to you guys. I'm thinking about potentially doing the watch party tonight. I know that Waste is about to start his show here in a second. I'd hate to get off the show with 900 people in the building, but if you guys get a chance to, go over to Wasted Talent, Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm going to see if I can get Stu or somebody on to call the game with me. I'm not going to make a promise, but I'm thinking about coming on and covering this game tonight. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, you guys, go jump on over to Raider Nation Unlimited. Tell my brother Wasted in the chat I sent you guys. As always, wipe them feet on the way out. Hit them thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. As always, like I said before, love y'all. Appreciate you guys. Wipe them feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Salute, salute, salute to all my people, man. We outro. One. Hold on. I seen something. Hold on. Raiders! Hey, Scott, I can't turn that down, brother.
That's what I'm talking about.